We're talking about romanticizing the past and regret. Big topics today from the Tarot Wisdom Series. Six of Cups reversed, Sun and Scorpio. And my love, thank you for tuning in. It's me, Nicole P, your spiritual barista, serving your wisdom, guidance, and inspiration from the cards. This is one that's heavy on the heart, and if you so choose, it is so worth it when you do the work and dancing and learning and opening to the messages and the medicine of the Six of Cups reverse. Cosmic connection is Sun and Scorpio. And when reversals come into play, so often it indicates a call to go into deep introspection and reflection around themes that are coming up that keep you somewhat constricted, that keep you feeling stuck or not clear. And the Six of Cups reversed, one of the things that this card teaches us is when we are on the precipice, yes, big words, the precipice of change, whether it be a change of a relationship, the ending of a relationship, beginning of a new one, or maybe entering into singlehood, change of job, location, therapy, big habits, whatever it may be, but something that's a change that it's a change where you're like, I no longer want to stay the same. I want to evolve, like that kind of change. And we're on the precipice of that, moving into it. It can feel scary because we're going into the unknown and we don't know how things will turn out. But we're answering the call within that there's got to be a better way. I want to have more of a particular type of experiences and feels in my life. And in order to do so, I've got to make the change. And so when we're in that space and it feels somewhat scary and unknown, it can be really easy to romanticize the past. And that's not saying that there's not good things of the past that we can carry with us into the present and the future of our change, of our evolution. But so often it's the past that we're like, I can't stay here anymore. If I stay here any longer, I feel like I'm slowly wilting. But we're on that point where we're jumping off into the unknown, that fool's journey, so to speak. It can be like, wait a minute. Oh my gosh, I'm a little scared. Wait, maybe it wasn't so bad with my ex. Maybe my job wasn't just so bad. Maybe it wasn't that miserable. Maybe, if I tried this or I did this different, it would be okay. And sometimes it happens that you talk yourself out of doing the change, right? Like making the big move or small move, medium move, making the move, right? Whether it's with a capital M or a small m. And then you go back to try and fit in and try to make things work, and it feels empty. It feels like, you feel like it's almost like you disappointed yourself in some way, and it just doesn't feel good because you on some level have been like, oh no, I gotta go, I gotta do this, I gotta shake things up, right? Because there's no going back. Once you have that consciousness of this has gotta change, things have gotta be different, you can't go back. I mean, you can, but it's never going to be the same, and you'll never, because something was awoken within you, something was activated, and you'll never feel comfortable. So the Six of Cups reverse, when we're on that big MOVE, it can kind of have us stay safe. There's a message like, oh wait, are you kind of hanging on to the past? Are you romanticizing it to try and not take the leap of faith, betting on yourself and betting on spirit, trusting in yourself and trusting in spirit? So one way to work through that is just to be honest with yourself, to list out the beautiful things, the wonderful things of the past, and then be very, very clear, if I were to continue on this path in this situation, how will I feel? And being really honest, do I want to spend my life feeling like this? And is the fear of the unknown and the risk of the MOVE, of shaking things up, which is greater? The risk of uncomfortability for some time in the unknown, or that dull, aching, settling in the past? And only you can make that decision because it's your life and you have free will. You don't have to. You can say, I'd rather have that dull, aching feeling and romanticize the past. That's up to you. also what really helps in that is some really good therapy. Like if you're going through that, there's nothing like really good therapy and support and people that really will cheer you on and see like your vision and be like, you got this, and that will be honest with you, like, no, you're romanticizing the past, don't do that, don't go there. So that's one message of the Six of Cups reversed. The second thing about the Six of Cups reverse when it comes up is that it's a message of making peace with your past that has to do with regrets. Now, I danced with this card so much in the last few years. I went through this midlife valley moments. Like I went through this through a couple of years. Like I knew I needed a change. I left a 17-year relationship. I left a job, all different communities I was part of, and when I had space away and when I was healing from all of this, I started realizing I had a lot of awakenings of how I held myself back in order to fit in so many areas of my life, like literally from teens up until my late 40s. The ways I abandoned myself in my intimate relationships to make my partner feel better, right? Because I wanted to be loved. I abandoned myself. I said no to opportunities, and it was painful. It's very, very painful. And it's hard to sit and open and be in relationship with that grief, because it's grief, right? And regret. But I tell you something, it's going to be there when we do those changes and we look back and we're like, oh my gosh, why didn't I see that then? But here's the thing, is it's here to teach us, to love us, and we have to be able to acknowledge it. We have to be able to grieve the past and grieve ways that we abandon ourselves, the way that that put ourselves last or dimmed our light. And whether it be writing letters to yourself, to your younger self, and performing rituals in order to release that energy, because we think about the sun. This is sun in Scorpio, right? The sun nurtures and brings things to life and is bright, connected to Leo energy, strength and courage. And Scorpio is the season of death that leads to rebirth. It's the time of decomposing, when the veil is very thin and things just tend to wash away. Scorpio is connected to the death card as well as the judgment card. This is another time when therapy is really, really good as well, and having folks to hold you and remind you that you did the best that you could in the circumstances with the knowledge and the state of your being that you were in, right? You did the best. And also being able to understand, I understand why I did that. I didn't abandon myself because of something was wrong with me. I was reacting out of patterns. I was reacting out of traumas and hurts and all of that stuff. Like, it really, really helps to be able to say to yourself, really honestly, like really face that regret and face that like disappointment. And I don't know how else you would put it, but it really, in order to move forward and to turn this, right, come up to here, and to actually move through it, to go into the Seven of Cups, because the Seven of Cups energy is that wild, vivid imagination of like, oh my gosh, so many things are possible. But it's not until at this reversal stage that we begin to do the work and making peace with the past and understanding why we did the things that we did, and not as a way of shame or judgment, but to be like, it is what it is, right? It's come up to surface, and you got to learn from it. I got to learn from it. I keep learning from it. We got to learn from it. We got to be able to be open. I mean, I'm saying we got to, but ultimately you have a choice. You don't have to. You can live like this the rest of your life if you want to, or you can wait another cycle. It's all up to you. But when you make that peace with the past, writing to your younger self, and it gives you a sense of clarity, because then when you come out from that, and it takes a little bit of time, but when you come out from that, then you're like, wait a minute, and it's like you renew your vows to yourself. You renew your commitments to yourself, to your vision and your dreams. And I'm telling you, I know, because I did the work, and I will continue to do the work. You will begin to see things in such a different light. You'll be able to see opportunities and ways of connection that you didn't know were possible. You had dreamed of, but they are possible. So keep on the path, my love. And when you see that Six of Cups reversed, when you're throwing cards for yourself and you're journaling, tune into it and ask, what is the messages? What are the ways that I need to make peace with the past? So that's what I got for you. Thank you for tuning in. Mad love. And cheers to our soul conscious evolution. Cheers to tarot and the wisdom of tarot, and tarot as an ally and as a tool for allowing us to look deep within ourselves and to be open to the medicine, the miracles, the magic, and the mundane and the not so mundane of this dance called life. Peace.